I don't mean to say this like to be disrespectful, and maybe this is some people are gonna think this sounds dumb, but I feel like there's a deeper reason why, people of color and specifically the Black community have been relentlessly persecuted. Like, I mean, just the things that happened during slavery alone, like, were insane. But I don't know, the more I learn about Black history and the ways that, people who literally worked in the government, like the CIA, all these different people in power were trying to ruin the Black community. And it makes me think, dude, I feel like, is there something more going on here than just racism? Because it's like, come on, you're telling me you're doing all of this stuff just because you don't like someone's skin color? I feel like, what if, I have this theory that, like, what if Black people have some type of superpower? Like, what if they have, I don't know, if they're just born something with something very valuable that we don't really know about, but maybe, like I said, these people, these rich people and these people in power, maybe they figured it out a long time ago, and maybe that's why they were like, oh, we have to like get rid of them, blah blah blah. I don't know, I feel like maybe they have something special that we are not taught about, that is linked to them being people of color. And I've seen some Black creators come on here and try to explain how special it is to have melanin in your skin and how it has all these different properties. But I don't know, I just feel like I feel like this, I have this theory that this goes so much deeper than maybe a lot of us realize, because I'm sorry, but I don't think you're gonna go out of your way for all these hundreds and hundreds of years to try to ruin one group of people over something as silly as, oh, their skin is a different color. Like, I feel like there's something that we don't know. I'm telling you, there's something special about them that they don't want us to know. Okay, this is just something that I've been thinking about recently, and I'm like, maybe if there are some Black creators that maybe they already made a video and I just didn't see it, I don't know, but like, I don't know, maybe this sounds dumb, like, or maybe this is like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, but it's just something I was thinking about.
Wagwan family, welcome back to the channel. And here is where truth has no filter. I know up to now you understand that. Here is where it has no filter. Now, there is a white lady just said something that most of people are too scared to even whisper out loud, especially when you're a white person. And she said maybe the reason Black people have been persecuted for so long, from slavery, segregation, from colonization to mass incarceration, it's not just about racism. Maybe there is something else. And she's just having food for thought, that why? Because it's not, color cannot make you just hate someone like that. Because of color cannot just make you to steal, to persecute, to do what on something. So she was saying, maybe Black people are being attacked because they carry something special, something powerful, a kind of superpower. Let me tell you, that is reality. Black people carry something special. Now, hold up. When I heard this one, I had to pause, because whether she knows it or not, that so-called superpower she's talking about, that's not new to Black people. It's not new to us. Our ancestors knew it, and our soul knew it. But the world, the system, it has been doing everything in its power to hide that supernatural power, to suppress it and destroy it. The reason why they are doing that is because what you can't control, you fear. And what you fear, you try to eliminate. Today, I just want to talk about the truth. Me and you, let's try to break the chains of silence. We are asking the question to the world. And this question is, what is it about Black people that the world fears so much? What is that? Now, one thing for sure, Black people are so special. So there's a number of things to fear. And we'll talk about that. But before I go down to this video, I want to play you these clips here and some reaction, and then we move.
Them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, I feel like maybe they have something special that we are not taught about.
This creator is talking about how it has to be deeper than racism, and because they've been going hard in the paint for like a millennia trying to subjugate Black people. And my tinfoil hat go crazy when it comes to this specific subject. Like, I'm going to sound insane, but when I was younger, I watched an episode of Ancient Aliens or something about the solar system on TV, and they basically had said that Mars, there's a high likelihood that Mars once inhabited life because you can find water and ice on Mars, and where there is water, there is life. Or where there is water, there is at least indication that a environment was able to host life, right? So Mars is across from having ice and particularly water on it. It is far away from the sun so that it has fairly cold temperatures. And I swear I'm going somewhere with this. You know, my favorite movie growing up was Superman, and in Superman, Krypton was destroyed and Superman was sent to Earth by his parents because it was the next habitable planet. And I really be feeling sometimes like that's what happened. Like, I do feel like sometimes that Earth is a colony planet, and systemically there have been just efforts to colonize all aspects of it, to control it and its resources. This comes down to everything from like the monarchy and monarchies saying that they're descendants of God or descendants of the sun or the sky. And more times than likely, how has that God been made to look? Also, when you look at historically, race aside, because race is a construct, like all around the world, ancient people have been deeply melanated. They could be what you consider to be black. They could be aboriginal. They can be just deeply melanated like Indian folks, right? Like, they are deeply melanated people all around the world. So if you have people who are originally from a place that like gets no sun, super cold, they'd probably prefer to stay in a dreary, sunless environment like England. And to survive and spread out generationally, they would have to breed with people who have the genetics to sustain their genes in this new environment. So I think that's a part. It would also explain like government obsession with Mars. Like, ever since I was a kid, they've been sending rovers to that motherfucker like every other year just to see like, is there life? Is there life here? Can we build a space colony here? Why are y'all so obsessed with this planet? Unless you try to go back.
Ruin the black community, and it makes me think, dude, I feel like, is there something more?
Oh yeah, it's something more, all right. It's because we're God's chosen people. And it ain't even got nothing to, it ain't even the white people doing it. It ain't even the government doing it. It's the devil. Ain't that something? That's what's really going on. You get into it. It goes back to Exodus and Leviticus and Numbers and Deuteronomy. The children of Israel. We are the children of Israel. That's what they trying to hide. That's why they switched the maps. That's why they say Egypt is over there. That's why they say Israel is over there. Because America's ancient Israel. And what we call African Americans are the Israelites. We are the children of Israel. We are the children of Abraham. We are the chosen people of God, and America is the chosen land. This was our land that we was on. It's so obvious, ain't it? Ain't it though, girl? You see it, right? Like, why is this going on? Because the devil has tricked the people, because that was his last trick. He don't want the children of Israel to even know who they are. So they will be disconnected spiritually from God. Back in Deuteronomy, when people was praying to all their little gods, he was tricking them then. And it never stopped. He's tricking them now. He's tricked everybody into going against everybody to make it look like something that it ain't. The devil's way trickier than people think. It's all the devil trying to trick black people into not knowing that they are the people in the Bible. King David and all of them. The children of Israel. So African Americans, what we call African Americans, we ain't come from Africa. We been here. Been here. Samaria, all of that. Bethlehem, all of that right here in Utah. Look it up. Ancient Egypt is California. The Gulf of California is the Red Sea. The Gulf of Mexico is the Persian Gulf. Yeah, yeah. Israel, baby. You on to something. You're definitely right. I love y'all.
Black community have been relentlessly persecuted. Like,
So, Keela, I really appreciate that you're seeking that answer to that question. And I'm not doing this to answer the question because I don't know either. As you said, there's been a lot of black creators that have, done everything from just scientific reasons, like animal hate, like a lion hates a cheetah, all the way to religious, like we're the people of Judah, we are the chosen people, and those other people are not, they're the Edomites, and so they hate us because of that. There's all kinds of theories, and but I am as confused as you are. I don't know. We just go day by day, and we live through this microaggression, this stress of being, and there's different levels of it, no matter where we are in the world. Like Africa has a high level of it, but even though they don't necessarily see the hand that's shown, that's doing the acts of hate against them, but that hand is heavily on Africa, and over here, it's here and it's in a different way, and like right now we gotta. They're disbanded. They're trying to disband our rights and our ability to fight back against discrimination and everything. But we can talk about the details all for ad nauseum. But the fact of the matter is, I completely agree with you. And yeah, there is some kind of reason. They never say. They never say what it is. They'll just have these ancillary, easily debunked reasons. The crime rate is like, well, the crime rate is higher in your community. What are you talking about? You're not, well, they won't come out and say we're not citizens here because we are. But they'll try to act like, well, this is a so-and-so nation. It's like, no, it's not. How's that when the first person to die was one of us? As a soldier, as a free soldier. So anyway, yeah, a good question. I hope more and more of your kind. I don't know if you're actually YT or Hispanic. You kind of look a little Hispanic, but I hope people more are interested in trying to figure this out and to end it. Because it's like you look at other races and they try to be fair with them. The other cultures, they try to be fair. They try to be inclusive of other people. But for some reason, it don't matter who you are. I don't care if you're the second coming of Martin Luther King. They have a serious problem with us even just existing. They don't mind us existing because they like the culture that we bring. But just us, yes, there is something going on, and I'm looking for the answer too. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate that you made this post and that you're looking for the answers just like us. Peace.
I feel like there's a deeper reason why, people of color.
You're actually very close to the truth, and superpower is an understatement. And to take it a step further, actually, I found out something new about melanin that I actually didn't know. And I'm going to let that be a little secret for now, because I find it amazing that I just keep finding about all these wonderful things. And I already knew so many different wonderful things about it already, about myself. So yeah, keep going. Get that shovel, because it's going to be a long trip. That rabbit hole deep as fuck. Y'all need to go check out her original video. It's much longer than that. You just got to.
Welcome back. Let me begin with something here. Something so much interesting. They told us that racism is about skin color. But the pain black people carry, it goes far beyond just skin color. The system didn't enslave our ancestors just because of melanin. It enslaved them because of what they represented, and that is power, knowledge, resistance, and dignity, or the divinity, if I'm not wrong. The world didn't colonize Africa just for land. It colonized Africa to erase knowledge. It colonized Africa to rewrite history. It colonized Africa to disconnect a people from the power source. I have a question. Why was it illegal back then for enslaved Africans to read? Why? Why was it illegal for enslaved Africans to get knowledge? Why were our drums banned? Along the drums, the language. Why was it forbidden? Why was our God forbidden? Personally, I think it's because control comes when people are disconnected from who they are. It was not just about color. It was not just about color. Because they will not spend centuries rewriting textbook to hide the truth that we are black. You get that? But they spend centuries rewriting textbook to hide the truth that black people are greatness. It was not just about color. This is about fear. It's about fear of what black people are capable of when they are whole, healed, and awakened. And even now, generations later, right now in 2025, they still fear what we might become if we remember who we are. And that's why they are banning history books. That's why they are saying don't teach this in schools. They are deleting curriculums. They are changing the story, whitewashing everything. Because we are not just talking about muscles or rhythm. We are talking about something deeper. We are talking about culture. Everything we touch becomes gold. We create trends. The world favorites. We create trend and the world follows. We speak, the world listens. They even copy how we speak. Just imagine, from hip-hop to Afrobeat, fashion to language. Right now, we have a South African music called Amapiano, people dancing. Everyone is dancing. The white Gen Zs are dancing on Amapiano, created with the Zulu, Khoi in South Africa there. So black culture runs the global stage. They mock it. At the end of the day, they monetize it. So the best thing is that they cannot replicate the source. They cannot replicate the source because the source is so much spiritual. Okay? Before colonizers came, African people already had spiritual systems. And I always ask these questions to my friends. Before the colonizers came to Africa, were you telling me that all of us were sinners? We were not having something to pray or to praise? What happened? You know? Now, back then, we knew how to connect with the ancestors. We understood energy, nature, vibration, healings. We were not lost. We were rich, spiritually and mentally. So they labeled it evil. They took it away from us. They banned our knowledge. They exchanged their God. They gave us their God because they feared what they couldn't understand. They feared that they did not understand us speaking to the tongue, speaking to our creators. We were calling rain when drought was there. We were healing ourselves. We were going to the forest and looking for this indigenous. We were doing better. It's not that we were that bad, okay? I won't forget about how black people have survived it all. Slavery, Jim Crow, apartheid, redlining, mass incarceration, police killings, media demonization, and still we rise as black people. Still we rise, still we lead, still we innovate. Man, we are there, we are there, we are here, we are that place. So you can't kill what's divine. You can only try to contain it. But guess what? The time is up. Time is up. Now, Allow me to go back a little bit. Let me rewind this clock. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? Look at what happened to black identity throughout history. Our names were stolen, our gods demonized, language erased, leaders assassinated. They attacked our borders, yes, but more than that, they attacked our spirit. So colonialism didn't just rob Africa the resources. It was more than that. It robbed us the memory. It robbed black Americans the memory. It made us ashamed of our skins, our hair, our voices, and our radiation. One thing I always say, once you forget who you are, you became easy to manipulate. And that's what they did. They taught us their version of God, the version of beauty, the version of history. Okay? But the best thing is that right now we are remembering. And that's what they fear the most. They fear us to remember who we are. They fear us to remember and unite and go back to our gods. They fear black Americans coming back to the motherland because they know these black Americans have the zeal to reconnect, and they will do what it takes to reconnect by nature. And they will get it because they are carrying the first blood. Despite being in America, they have multiplied success and on the stage. Okay? What this white lady is saying, she didn't say that black people are angry. She didn't say black people want revenge. No. She said, I feel like there is something special about black people, something more. Maybe that's why they are being targeted. That's what she said. So she's seeing what the system doesn't want to admit, the fear of black people. It comes from our recognition that we carry something eternal, that we carry something cosmic, something goldish, something powerful. She might not have the language for it. Maybe she don't know what we carry, but she is feeling it. And guess what? Other people are starting to feel it too. They see our walk, our style, they see our wisdom, our influence, and deep down, they know that this is not just ordinary. This is ancestral, it's divine, it's unstoppable. Okay? We have the truth out here, and what we need to do with the truth is that we should reclaim the truth. We no longer wait for permission to be proud. We are no longer watering down our brilliance. We reconnect to our roots. We teach our kids where they come from, not just slavery, but greatness before the chains. So we support black businesses, we build black institutions, we tell our stories, we tell it truthful and unapologetically. You hear me, family? Okay? We are not cursed. We are not inferior. We are not broken. We are chosen one. Okay? Every system built to make us forget who we are. Every system is made to make us forget we are chosen one, that we are, the kings and queens. But one truth at a time. A day will come where truth will stand out. So, right now, around the globe, I see black people are waking up. For you to watch this video up to here, you have already woken up. And you want to know what is happening. From the streets of Chicago, to the markets of Accra, to the villages of Uganda, Mbokolo, in Jamaica, in London, black people are finding each other. And we are bridging a gap between African Americans, Afro-Caribbeans, and Africans on the continent. We are sharing resources right now, sharing knowledge, building schools. Don't think because you are a black American and you have refused to come to Africa that is everyone who is refusing. No. You have not refused, I know, but you are waiting for the calling. Don't say that you will not come to motherland. Don't say that you will never. Don't say Africans are not your people. I think you are waiting for the call. Because everything, I understand America is your land and you have lived there, you were born there, your father and mother, your grandparents were born there. So you cannot just wake up and go to Africa. You need to have the calling, you need to have the zeal, you need to have the... It takes a lot. I understand that. Okay? Black Americans are here. I know you watch the videos. Black Americans are here. Okay? And we are refusing to be divided. We are refusing to be divided because when we are united, we are unstoppable. Okay? That is the greatest threat of the white supremacy. I always say that. Not revenge, but unity. Because united black world would mean that what? Would mean the end of a global lie. And that is what they fear the most. Okay? The system tried everything in their way. They took our names, they stole our gods, lands, history, they changed bodies. But the one thing they could never do is to destroy our soul. And that's what we have. Okay? We carry the rhythm. We carry the rhythm of the earth, the wisdom of the Nile. We carry the fire of resistance, voice of truth. And that's why the system is cracking, because the truth is rising. And when truth rises, nothing can stop the truth. So, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not hated because you are weak. You are persecuted because you are powerful, okay? You are not forgotten by God, but you are the reflection of the divine presence. So it is time to reclaim what is yours. Reclaim the story, reclaim the spirit, reclaim the strength, okay? And for those who are awakening to this truth, including white allies, thank you so much. Don't be afraid of it. Walk with us, support us, and because the time is now. The earlier you know, if you're my black brother and sister, if you're my black friend, my white friend, I know I have my white friend, the time is now, and the era of lies is ending. So it's better you be on the truth side. So until next time, stay strong. Peace out.